Welcome to another episode of The Marketer's Edge, a series designed to share senior level marketing perspective about marketer challenges, opportunities, and agency relationships. Our goal is to help marketers learn from other marketers across different industries and to help provide perspective for agencies about things marketers deal with every day to help them better represent their clients and win new business. Today, we're talking with Julie Mann, the Chief Innovation Officer at Purist Foods. Julie, thanks so much for joining us today. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Well, listen, I've got a small handful of questions for you, but before we do that, can you tell me a little bit about Purist Foods and your role in the organization so our viewers know what kind of company Purist Foods is and what
Absolutely.
you do?
Absolutely. So I'll just start with Purus is a family-owned company, been around since the early '80s, and really, the part that I think people resonate with for Purus and sort of why it's become an industry leader in plant protein is because it's an end-to-end operation. So we're
Right.
literally touching from the seed genetics. The founder, Jerry Lorenzen, seed geneticist, he's working on the seeds way back before we sell them to the farmer, and then we buy the product back from the farmer. We then take it through to making the ingredient and producing the ingredient. And now part of the division that I'm heading up is around bringing finished foods to market. And so, just to be clear, we're not branding and putting our products on the shelves, but we are trying to help others accelerate how to get good products in the market because the plant-based area is challenging. If you don't have a great product, it loses out very quickly and is removed from the stores because of lack of adoption. So we're
Mhm.
working with our technologies just to really help people, entrepreneurs or large companies, make better plant-based products. So Purus, it's like gives great care to all pieces of that supply chain,
Right.
and it's really it's an amazing company.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. I just enjoyed learning about it as I really dug into the website. And it's really a fascinating organization with a great history. Um, so, want to, first of all, congratulate you and the company on the most innovative food company award by Fast Company. That had to have been very fulfilling to have received that, I would imagine. And I'm curious, why do you think they singled out Purist for this award when I'm sure there's plenty of other innovative things going on in the industry? And anything unique about maybe your process for innovation that might be inspiring to our viewers today?
Yeah, I would say, my description of Purist is one of the pieces that a lot of our competitors don't go all the way back to the field and to the seed. And I think that's one connectivity we have to regenerative agriculture, to really making a difference in sort of the sustainability metrics. Our one of our slogans for the company is plants, people, planet, united. And our goal and our mission really is to feed more people, and that's a global goal for us. So I think those are just a few reasons why we were singled out. I think in addition, I would say we approach innovation at Purus a little maybe differently from some others.
Okay.
If you think about innovation, really it's quite simple. It's a new idea or new way of thinking about something or doing something, solving a problem. And I think at Purus, one of the things I've tried to institute is sort of fall in love with the problem and not the
Mhm.
solution, because that's what
Okay.
happens a lot, and it sends you on a little bit of a goose chase around getting to the right fit for whatever your innovation problem is. So I would say that, and also we believe sort of to start with empathy, which is a little bit strange to say in this context, but
Hmm.
really putting yourself in the shoes of the customer, the
Sure.
consumer. What is really the problem and how do they view it? And if you don't do that, you can have all the technology in the world and you're probably still not going to deliver on the innovative
Right.
solution.
Right, right. Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious with so many organic and natural food companies and products on the market, I- is that how you set yourself apart? Sort of the fact that you touch all elements of the development of products from the seed to the farm to the actual product itself, and does that point of difference effectively and neatly sort of carry throughout the continuum of everything you guys touch?
I think so. I think that's definitely part of it. And it really is it's a mindset that you sort of have to craft. You know, everyone likes to talk about processes and stage gates and lengthy, detailed ways to manage. And you do need process, don't get me wrong. But I think this approach of, first of all, having all of the pieces from the field to finished products and to the marketplace, and then
Right.
using this lens that I think sets us apart because we see the world a little bit differently.
Got it. Got it. So I'm curious, what specifically attracted you to Purist, having come from a 20-year career in research and technology at Hershey's and another three at Ingredion, where it appears you found yourself on a nice career track. What about Purist was most attractive to you?
I would say so. I did know the family. I knew Tyler for quite some time. We
Okay.
were kind of just colleagues in the same competitive space and shared a lot of insights to each other and really stayed in contact for quite some time. I was looking for an opportunity not only in plant protein and ingredients, which I started my career in CPG, so working
Right.
with launching products into the market. Then I
Yep.
felt it would be good for me to move up the chain a little bit and learn more about the supply chain if I wanted to complete out my expertise level. So that was Ingredion. And then for Purist, it was a hybrid of both because
Okay.
really they are the seed to the ingredient. But with this new part where we're trying to help bring products to life, I think, it was appealing for me because I could help lead a team to put new products together with plant protein ingredients, whether it be fibers or proteins or starches, and get them in the market. And maybe in
Right.
my mind, that was a better way to help the plant-based market grow, was to
Yep.
get better products out there. So that's really that, plus just their family history and this sort of the way they do business and the way they think about the world.
That's great. That's great. I'm curious, as I noticed that you guys sell product on Amazon. Is that your exclusive direct to consumer channel?
It's not the only one. It was our first.
Okay. Okay.
And we have a pantry. It's kind of our own storefront, on
Okay.
Purist.com, that
Got it.
we use as well. So we
Got it.
have
Okay.
Amazon, we have our own, and Amazon is a fabulous tool. It's also a bit of a slippery slope with how well you do on there. And I think
Right.
also, there's times where you'll find yourself doing well and then you'll be sort of sliding down the mountain and not understanding why.
Got it.
So
Why?
I think
Yeah.
having our own storefront has been helpful. At least for us, it's really the Purist Pantry products. These are things that we we just want people to have the tools to do plant-based in their kitchen. So
Right.
if you want to replace an egg with something, if you want to, add some extra plant protein instead of, let's say, a
Hmm.
traditional whey or something,
Yep.
then you would have the ability to do so.
That's great. I'm curious, did you work with an agency to help establish your Amazon presence, or did you guys do it on your own?
We did most of it on our own. I mean,
Okay.
we're working now, I would say, with someone who helps us with
Got it.
other than Amazon folks,
Okay.
to get us in there. I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with Node, so that's
A- any advice you'd give to another company looking to start selling in the e-commerce space based on your experience to date?
I mean, I think for me, the biggest has been what I would call test, learn, and iterate, and learn to
Okay.
iterate quickly. So, advice, I think partners will help you if there's things you don't know about the DTC channel.
Hmm.
And I think learning about your customers, again, it kind of goes back to empathy and making sure you're kind of resilient and you're willing to change if you learn that maybe your product isn't being targeted to the right group, or maybe it's
Right.
just the wrong message, maybe it's the wrong, slightly the wrong product. Just be
So
willing to test, learn, iterate, and
got it.
keep changing the product and making it better.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. So this next question may sort of tie into that. As you think about your time at Hershey and maybe even your time at Ingredion, what experiences did you bring into Purist that you think have helped you, be a better contributor to the organization? And then as you think about those same experiences, curious, what experience that you've had here at Purist you wish you would have known during your time at Hershey and or Ingredion?
Okay. Great question. So I think that what I bring that maybe is a little different in in what folks are used to seeing as maybe a chief innovation officer coming into an organization
Hmm.
is I'm always people first. So people first to me is the only way that a business works. It really doesn't matter what your products are, what your technology is, how great your innovation is, if you don't kind of focus in that area. I learned this really from Hershey, and also a bit from Ingredion. So I think I come in with the background, the food science, the technology, innovation. I was classically trained in innovation from a group out
Hmm.
of London called What If, and it was probably the biggest game changing part of my career in science. And so what I think I bring is that people first mentality and also that spirit of teamwork, which makes us get to the finish line faster on a
Got it.
lot of projects and products. Also, I think innovating differently. So, innovators today, it's tough. You're always looking for that next breakthrough, disruptive
Right.
innovation. It's not always about that. Sometimes it's very
Sure.
simple, but you have to be willing to know that and to take the team through the right processes to get them there. Um,
That's great. So,
so yeah.
so when you talk people first, you're talking about people within your organization.
Yes, and but you call out something very important. Finding the right partners externally. Not everyone's going to
Okay.
be a good partner for you, and it
Right.
takes
Right.
time to find someone who aligns to your values as a company, your culture, really helps you deliver what you're trying to get done. That is a really difficult one. So you need the people on the inside to build the framework, and then you
Right.
need the people on the outside as well. So when I say people first, it's everyone. It's everyone that
Got
makes
it.
Purist work the way it does.
Got it. I would imagine at Hershey certainly, and maybe Ingredion, you guys probably use some outside resources, either in innovation and or agency resources. Are you doing any of that right now at Purist?
Yeah, I would say Purist is a little bit more. We're a bit smaller, obviously,
Hmm.
than either of those
Sure. Okay.
companies by a lot. We tend to try to do what we can first internally, and there are
Okay.
times that we very quickly learn that it makes more sense to have someone. So we may leverage maybe an innovation partner, some PR type agencies. I mean, most of our brand work is done completely in house. We have a really
Okay.
great team
Got
that
it.
works on our brand, and yes, of course, they leverage folks to help with different aspects of it. But it's more
Hmm.
where we realize we have a deficit, and we'll say, okay, let's leverage those folks to help us get it done.
Right. And what areas are you currently going outside to help satisfy and just kind of looking forward as the company and the brand grows and its needs change? What do you see needing in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the biggest one we're leveraging now is just like a PR firm that helps us with,
Got
that
it.
public relations side of things.
Yep. Yep.
The benefit is because Purist has sort of self-perpetuated because we did all the right things, the brand
Hmm.
story kind of follows behind us, whether we like it or not.
Got
It's a
it.
good thing, thankfully.
That's great.
But we did have to do some positioning and work around the brand mantra and kind of what it stands for. But because it's come about so holistically, it sort of tells its own story. So I think
That's
more
great.
connecting us to some of the bigger channels, helping us get the word out when there's a new product launch, when there's some piece
Sure.
of news that our Dawson plant in Minnesota is opening. So that's another big piece of press that we want folks to know about.
Okay, cool. And any advice you give to marketers or innovation leaders thinking about bringing a new firm on board? You talked about sort of culture matching up, but anything else that any other advice you'd
I
provide?
I would say help if you're the marketer or you're the firm trying to get business with companies like ours or similar to ours. I think it's
Hmm.
helping us get to what we truly need faster. So if we come with
Got
a
it.
very clear need statement or a very clear brief, it's helping us to, sometimes we're too close to some of these things and we've hashed through them so many times that we don't see the forest for the trees. And so I think
Sure.
giving us new insights, connecting us in new ways to pieces that we either might be missing or target areas that we might just be gleaning over. So I think we're pretty clear on speaking about what we need, but sometimes we want to hear it sort of brought back to us in a different way, in a new light.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. No, it's probably really easy to sort of fall into the trap of not necessarily being myopic, but just not seeing all the opportunities, and certainly outside groups can help in that respect.
Yeah,
Certainly I've seen
I
that
would even say
before.
surprise us. Like bring
Sure.
something that you think is on the border of being maybe too far out there, but yet it could
Right.
be that one kind of catalyst that puts us
Yep.
into a new space.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes agencies are a little afraid to go that far because they don't really know the client or the prospective client. But
Right.
certainly encourage the agencies that we work with to you know kind of put it out there and take some chances, because sometimes that's the only way you're gonna get attention and win potential new business. So
Exactly.
well, listen, this has been great. It's gone really quickly, and you've given us a lot of great information about how to think about innovation, how a company like yours thinks about marketing their business. And I think it'll be really helpful to the marketers and the agencies watching today. So, Julie, thanks so much for your time, and wish you the best this weekend on your hiking, and certainly wish you all the best with Purus. It sounds like a great organization. You guys are doing some great things, and I'm sure it'll be an exciting run for you.
It will. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mark.
Great. Thanks a lot.